Well, we're about to start our second hour of incomplete calls.
Hello?
Where have you been? I've been calling all evening.
I've been out at a business meeting, girl.
Oh, I think we found one!
Bunny, it's Gilligan's fault. We're stuck on this stupid island.
Oh, that's a beautiful day.
Yeah, Roxanne.
What really happened behind the scenes of Gilligan's Island? Beyond the laugh track and coconut huts lies a maze of forgotten stories, hidden tensions, and unbelievable on-set mishaps that never made it to the screen. From props with eerie backstories to near-fatal accidents, from secret studio decisions to mysteries still locked away today, the making of this lighthearted sitcom was far more dramatic than anyone imagined. Join us as we uncover 50 fascinating details you probably missed, each one revealing a new twist in television's most stranded adventure. Number 50. Near tragedy behind the scenes. Bob Denver's stunt double, Bob Harris, came dangerously close to drowning while shooting a lagoon scene. During filming, his foot became stuck in underwater cables, trapping him beneath the surface. He was submerged for 3 full minutes before the crew realized what was happening and pulled him out. In a chilling twist, the footage showing his real struggle was accidentally included in the episode before editors discovered they were watching an actual near-death moment. If you thought that was shocking, wait until you hear what happened with the next one. Number 49. A monkey's hidden struggle. The monkey that appeared in several episodes had a troubling past. Before joining the show, its previous owner trained it by giving it beer to make it perform tricks, which left the animal dependent on alcohol. During filming, the handlers had to help it recover by slowly reducing its intake. Between takes, it would shake uncontrollably until they gave it a mix of sugar water and vitamins to calm it down. It's one of the most surprising behind-the-scenes challenges the cast and crew had to manage. Number 48. The Lost Lagoon Spot. That well-known lagoon where the minnow once sat isn't there anymore. It's now a parking lot at the CBS Studio Center in Studio City. For many years, workers digging during construction projects kept finding hidden treasures from the show, including old props and even pieces of the boat. One lucky worker uncovered Gilligan's hat, still perfectly preserved beneath the ground, a small reminder of where television history once came to life. Number 47. Quicksand gone wrong. The quicksand scenes on Gilligan's Island turned into a real danger for Bob Denver. The crew had used actual quicksand for realism, but the effects team mixed it too thick, creating a deadly trap. During one take, Denver began to sink for real and couldn't move. He was trapped underwater until the crew rushed in to pull him out just in time. After the close call, they stopped using real quicksand altogether and replaced it with a safer blend of oatmeal and water for later scenes. Number 46. The Vanishing Minnow. The SS Minnow got its name from Newton Minnow, the man who once called television a vast wasteland. Producer Sherwood Schwartz chose the name as a playful jab at that remark. But there's an unexpected twist. The original minnow mysteriously disappeared from the studio lot in 1965. Despite an investigation, it was never recovered. The production team had to build 3 replacement boats to continue filming, and to this day, no one knows who stole the original vessel or where it ended up. Number 45. The Secret Behind the Skirts. During Season 2, Dawn Wells faced a personal challenge she couldn't share. She was pregnant. Because her contract included a strict morality clause, revealing the truth could have ended her career. The costume team stepped in to help, cleverly disguising her growing belly with coconuts, props, and layers of grass skirts. She continued filming without anyone suspecting a thing. Just 2 weeks after production wrapped, Wells gave birth in private, and later made the heartbreaking decision to place the baby for adoption. Number 44. The Professor's Real Science. Russell Johnson, who played the professor, wasn't just acting smart, he truly was. He held a chemistry degree from the University of Pennsylvania and often corrected the show's scientific dialogue to make it sound more accurate. Sometimes he even came up with his own experiments for the scenes. The producers appreciated his dedication since it saved them from hiring a science consultant. Johnson kept detailed notes on every invention featured in the series, eventually compiling a massive 300-page manual of the professor's creations.
It would take a polyester derivative of an organic hydroxide molecule.
Number 43. The episode that vanished. There was once an episode of Gilligan's Island that CBS completely refused to air. In it, Gilligan stumbles upon marijuana plants growing on the island, a storyline that didn't sit well with the show's sponsors. Even though the episode was fully filmed, the network pulled it before it ever reached audiences. The cast jokingly referred to it as the Reefer Madness episode, and it has since become one of television's most mysterious lost tapes. Only 12 people are known to have seen the full, uncut footage. Number 42. The Lost Time Capsule. On the final day of filming, the Gilligan's Island cast buried a time capsule filled with personal keepsakes and their predictions for the future. It was meant to be opened in the year 2000, but somehow, CBS misplaced the map that marked where it was buried. Over the years, efforts to locate it have turned up 7 possible spots using ground-penetrating radar, but every single one lies beneath thick concrete. The capsule's true location remains a mystery, hidden somewhere beneath the studio grounds. Number 41. The Millionaire's Real Debt. Jim Backus, who played the wealthy Thurston Howell III, wasn't living like his character when the show began. In reality, he owed the IRS a staggering $300,000 in back taxes. To avoid trouble, he demanded that his pay for each episode be given in cash, which he then had to hand over directly to federal agents who waited on set. The constant financial pressure weighed heavily on him, but it also led to some of his funniest unscripted moments. Many of his famous lines were made up on the spot. Number 40. The Impossible 3-Hour Tour. If the Gilligan's Island cast had really taken that 3-hour tour from Hawaii, they should have ended up near Christmas Island, more than 130 miles away. Maritime experts later crunched the numbers and found that, for the SS Minnow to actually reach an uncharted island in that short time, it would have needed to travel at an unbelievable 433 miles per hour. Of course, the writers knew this didn't make sense, but they didn't care. For them, it was all about the adventure, not the math. Number 39. The Glamorous Costume Secret. Ginger's stunning gowns on Gilligan's Island weren't custom-made for the show at all. They were actually rejected costumes from big Hollywood movies. The wardrobe team managed to get them for free when studios were cleaning out old storage. In fact, Tina Louise even wore one of Marilyn Monroe's famous dresses from Some Like It Hot in 4 different episodes. However, when the show went into syndication, Fox required those scenes to be blurred, turning a glamorous wardrobe choice into one of television's most unusual behind-the-scenes secrets. Number 38. The Itchy Pie Problem. Those iconic coconut cream pies from Gilligan's Island weren't as tasty as they looked. Instead of real coconut cream, the crew used shaving cream so it would show up better on camera. But there was one big problem. Bob Denver, who played Gilligan, was allergic to it. After every pie scene, he'd break out in painful hives. The makeup team had to cover the rashes with heavy pancake foundation, which only made him sweat even more under the hot studio lights. Comedy on screen, discomfort behind the scenes. Number 37. The Coconut Economy. The professor once calculated that the castaways went through about 42,000 coconuts during their stay. At 1960s prices, that would have cost $126,000. But in reality, the prop team only used 12 coconuts for the entire series. They kept repainting and reusing them until they began to rot, creating such a terrible smell that everyone on set complained. Number 36. The Real Working Radio. That famous radio the castaways used could actually pick up real broadcasts. It was a modified World War II military radio, and during filming, it tuned in to Los Angeles stations. Between takes, the crew listened to baseball games until a studio executive found out and ordered it disabled. Number 35. The destroyed dream scene. CBS once filmed a dream sequence showing all 7 castaways appearing nude. Of course, they were actually wearing skin-colored bodysuits, but the network's censors panicked when they saw the footage. The scene was immediately destroyed in the studio incinerator, as executives watched to make sure it was gone forever. Number 34. The laugh track lawsuit. The laugh track used on Gilligan's Island wasn't recorded for the show at all. It came from live audiences of other programs. When people who had attended the Dick Van Dyke Show recognized their own laughter, they sued CBS for using their voices without permission. The network settled the case privately for $50,000. Number 33. The Lost Rescue Script. A fully written script existed where the castaways were finally rescued, only to discover that World War II had wiped out civilization. NBC secretly purchased the script just to prevent CBS from producing it. It's now locked away in a vault, and the network has refused to let anyone read it ever since. Number 32. The Feud. Tina Louise and Dawn Wells stopped speaking to each other in 1967. The feud began when Wells received more fan mail, even though Louise had top billing. Furious, Louise demanded that the producers intercept and destroy Wells's letters. When Wells found out, she hurled a coconut at Louise during filming. Number 31. The Contract Trap. The cast of Gilligan's Island didn't earn a cent from reruns. Their contracts only covered the original airings, while the show later made more than $90 million in syndication. Bob Denver tried to sue in 1989, but discovered the contracts were airtight. He estimated losing $18 million over his lifetime. Number 30. The Ratings Trick. CBS executives disliked Gilligan's Island so much that they scheduled it opposite NBC's biggest hits to make it fail. Instead, the show dominated its time slot. Furious, the network kept moving it around, but the ratings kept climbing. The CBS president eventually called it the show that wouldn't die. Number 29. The Skipper's Secret Pain. Alan Hale Jr., who played the skipper, suffered a mild heart attack during season 2. Terrified of being replaced, he didn't tell anyone and kept working for 6 months despite chest pains. The truth only came out when he collapsed while filming the reunion movie. His doctor said it was a miracle he survived. Number 28. The Lost Treasure. For a treasure hunt episode, the prop team buried $30,000 in realistic-looking prop money on set, then forgot where it was. The cash has never been found, and it's believed to still be buried under the CBS Studio Center parking lot. Treasure hunters occasionally sneak onto the lot, hoping to dig it up. Number 27. The Professor's Blueprints. Russell Johnson, who played the professor, actually drew real blueprints for each of his inventions. He later donated them to the Smithsonian. Engineers who studied them found that about 60% could realistically work. Even the coconut radio was technically possible. It would just take around 1,200 coconuts to function properly. Number 26. The Real-Life Rescue Attempt. During Season 2 filming, a real Coast Guard cutter spotted the fake shipwreck and tried to rescue the stranded castaways. The crew had to wave them off while still in costume. The Coast Guard even filed an official report about 7 civilians who refused rescue, still stored in federal archives today. Keep your life jackets on, because this next story dives even deeper into madness. Number 25. The Death Threats. Alan Hale Jr. received disturbing letters from a fan convinced that the island was real and that CBS was blocking a rescue. The FBI got involved and found an Ohio man who had built his own boat to save the castaways. He spent his life savings on navigation gear and was later arrested trying to break into CBS studios. Number 24. The Gilligan Syndrome. Psychologists once documented a real condition called Gilligan syndrome. Between 1965 and 1970, more than 300 people were institutionalized after claiming they were stranded on islands. Most eventually recovered after doctors showed them behind-the-scenes footage proving the show wasn't real. Number 23. The Poisoned Lagoon. The lagoon water on set was heavily treated with chemicals to keep it clear, but it came with dangerous side effects. Fish died instantly when added for tropical scenes, and the actors developed strange rashes that doctors couldn't explain. Years later, the EPA classified the area as a minor hazardous waste site. Number 22. The Hidden Camera Scandal. During Season 3, Dawn Wells discovered a hidden camera in her dressing room. Security traced it back to the assistant director, who was fired immediately. The studio avoided pressing charges to prevent a scandal, and Wells kept the camera as proof, holding onto it for 4 decades. Number 21. The Script Thief. Scripts kept disappearing during production, so the producers hired a private investigator. It turned out a janitor had been photographing them and selling copies to a rival network for $20 apiece. He'd sold more than 50 before being caught and sentenced to 6 months in jail. Number 20. The Fake Accent Coach. Jim Backus wanted Thurston Howell III's voice to sound properly aristocratic, so he hired a British accent coach. The only problem, the man was a con artist from Brooklyn who had never even been to England. By the time anyone realized it, Backus had already created his own distinct version of the accent that became iconic. Number 19. The FBI Investigation. In 1965, the FBI actually investigated Gilligan's Island after claims that it promoted communist ideas. Agents analyzed the episodes, searching for secret messages about wealth sharing and communal living. The case file, released in 1992, concluded with a hilarious statement: the show was too stupid to be subversive. Number 18. The Insurance Nightmare. After reading the slapstick-heavy scripts, the studio's insurance company refused to cover the production. They predicted around 3,000 injuries during filming. Producers had to sign personal waivers, and Bob Denver alone filed 47 injury claims over the course of the show. Number 17. The Digital Disaster. When Tina Louise refused to appear in the reunion films, producers tried using her stand-in and digitally inserting her face, but the technology wasn't ready. The results were terrifying, with a distorted, ghostly-looking Ginger. Test audiences were horrified, and the footage was destroyed before it ever aired. Number 16. The Director Walkout. 5 directors quit during the show's first season, complaining about the hectic filming schedule and unrealistic physical comedy demands. One director even stormed off mid-scene and never returned. His name was erased from the credits, and he refused to discuss Gilligan's Island for the rest of his life. Number 15. The Minnows Paperwork Problem. The Coast Guard repeatedly fined CBS after noticing the SS Minnow never filed proper passenger manifests. The studio's lawyers kept explaining that it was a fictional vessel, but the fines continued for 3 years until the confusion was finally cleared up. Number 14. The Blackmail Photos. A photographer snapped compromising photos of the cast during a wrap party and tried selling them to tabloids. The images showed some married actors in situations that could have ruined their careers. To protect them, creator Sherwood Schwartz personally paid $30,000 to buy and destroy the negatives. Number 13. The Voodoo Curse. Guest star Zaza Gabor claimed she cursed the show after producers cut her scenes. She even hired a spiritual practitioner to perform a ritual on set. Within a week, 3 cameras broke, the Lagoon pump failed, and Bob Denver landed in the hospital with food poisoning. The curse was never lifted. Number 12. The Network Spy. CBS secretly planted a spy among the Gilligan's Island crew to report production issues. The mole was exposed after accidentally faxing their report to the wrong number. Instead of confronting them, the crew played along. feeding them absurd fake stories that somehow ended up in official executive memos. Number 11. The fake fan mail. To boost morale, CBS hired a company to send fake fan letters to the cast. The actors caught on when they noticed the same handwriting on hundreds of notes. Don Wells confronted the producers with a pile of nearly identical letters, each supposedly from kids in different states. Number 10. The poison props. The show's fake tropical fruits were painted with lead-based paint for a more vibrant look. The cast was told not to eat them, but during one scene, Bob Denver accidentally bit into a prop and had to be rushed to the hospital for lead poisoning treatment. The props were finally repainted after that incident. Number 9. The $1 Million Mistake. In the opening credits of Gilligan's Island, the map showed the castaways stranded in the middle of the Pacific's busiest shipping lanes, a mistake no sailor could miss. Maritime experts quickly noticed that, if that were true, thousands of ships would have spotted them long ago. The geographical goof became a long-running joke among fans, but CBS wasn't laughing. When it came time to fix the error for syndication, the studio had to spend over $1 million in re-editing and corrections, making it one of television's most expensive map mistakes ever. Number 8. The Ghost Ship. During night shoots on the Gilligan's Island set, several crew members swore they saw a strange glowing ship drifting silently across the lagoon. It wasn't part of the production, and when security checked the cameras, they found eerie footage showing a faint see-through vessel that only appeared under the light of a full moon. Paranormal investigators were called in to study the phenomenon and eventually traced it back to a tragic story, a studio worker who had died in 1964 while helping to build the lagoon. Many believed his spirit had returned, forever tied to the water he helped create. Number 7. The Censored Kiss. In episode 67, Gilligan's Island was supposed to feature a touching romantic moment between Mary Ann and the professor. The script called for them to share an actual kiss, finally hinting at the chemistry fans had noticed for years.
I have never shown the slightest romantic interest in Marianne.
Claiming the scene was too suggestive for a family audience. Instead, the actors were told to stand 3 feet apart and blow kisses toward each other. The real kiss was filmed but later cut from the episode. The original footage still exists, safely locked away in the CBS vault, unseen by the public for decades. Number 6. The Real-Life Castaways. In 1966, 7 passionate fans of Gilligan's Island decided to test whether surviving on a deserted island was really possible. They deliberately set sail and stranded themselves on a small island near Fiji as a kind of research experiment. The adventure didn't go as planned. After just 4 exhausting days, hunger and bad weather forced them to call for rescue. When the group was finally saved, they demanded that CBS reimburse them for their method research, claiming they'd done it in the spirit of the show. The network's lawyers, however, didn't find their argument nearly as entertaining and quickly dismissed their lawsuit. Number 5. The Lagoon Disaster. While filming the first reunion movie, the rebuilt lagoon set flooded disastrously. Millions of gallons of water burst through sound stages, causing over $10 million in damage. Investigators discovered it was sabotage. A fired employee had tampered with the pumps in revenge for being let go years earlier. Number 4. The Final Secret. Creator Sherwood Schwartz once penned a shocking final episode meant to close the story of Gilligan's Island in a way no one expected. In it, the castaways realize they've been dead the entire time, and the island itself is their afterlife. When CBS executives read the script, they were horrified and immediately locked it away, refusing to let it be filmed or even discussed publicly. Schwartz spent the next 30 years trying to buy it back, but the network continually declined. Even after his passing, his son has continued the fight to release it, hoping one day fans will finally see the eerie ending that was meant to explain everything about the island. Number 3. The Rescue No One Saw.
Hey everybody, I got some good news.
You spotted a rescue boat.
No, that'd be great news. All I got is good news.
In 1967, CBS actually filmed an episode where the castaways finally made it back home. Each character faced a harsh reality. Thurston Howell discovered he was broke. Ginger's acting career had ended, and the professor's inventions were seized by the government. The skipper suffered a breakdown, blaming himself for the wreck, while Mary Ann couldn't handle modern life and attempted suicide. Only Gilligan found peace, becoming a motivational speaker about survival. The episode was so grim that test audiences walked out, and CBS ordered almost every copy destroyed. One work print survived in Sherwood Schwartz's garage and is now valued at $5 million. CBS still claims ownership and threatens legal action against anyone who tries to show it. The tape rests in a Beverly Hills safety deposit box, often called the Holy Grail of lost television. Only 6 people have ever seen it, and their silence is protected by agreements that won't expire until 2067. Number 2. The Death Certificate. When Gilligan's Island was officially canceled, one devoted fan in Wisconsin took their disappointment to a bizarre new level. They filed legal death certificates for all 7 castaways, listing the cause of death as network negligence. The documents were processed and entered into state records, as if the castaways were real people. It took CBS lawyers 6 long months of paperwork and legal arguments to have the records officially voided. For a brief moment in history, the stranded crew of the SS Minnow was declared dead by the very viewers who refused to believe their story was over. Just when you think the story couldn't get any weirder, the last one proves otherwise. Number 1. The Wrong Island. Those breathtaking shots of the island weren't filmed anywhere near the actual Gilligan's Island set. The wide, scenic aerial views came from the lush shores of Kauai, Hawaii. But the real action took place hundreds of miles away, right on a Hollywood backlot. There, fake palm trees, painted skies, and carefully placed sand created the illusion of a tropical paradise. Even the famous Lagoon wasn't real. It was a man-made concrete tank that leaked constantly during production. Crew members had to drain and refill it between shoots, battling murky water and equipment failures just to keep the island fantasy alive for viewers each week. And that wraps up our countdown of 50 small details you missed in Gilligan's Island. Now we want to hear from you. Which detail surprised you the most, or did you spot something we didn't mention? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed diving into these behind-the-scenes secrets, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more classic TV deep dives. And before you go, check out one of the 2 videos on your screen. There's plenty more nostalgia waiting just a click away.